Hi, I'm Kira.
The name's Braun.
I'm Braun. Hi, I'm Daniel.
Hi, I'm Aviana.
Hi, I'm Layla.
Hi, I'm Morgan.
Hi, I'm Oliver.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
This summer, in the beginning of July, 10 of St. Mike's high schoolers went on a rafting trip with 20-something other youth from Colorado.
The first night we stayed at St. Christopher's Mission. We learned about their culture and the community there.
St. Christopher's Mission is a partnership between the Episcopal Church and the Dene tribe. It has been a partnership since the 1900s, and it's really a place where people can come together to worship and to learn more about the Dene tribe.
My favorite part of St. Christopher's Mission was learning about Walter's life. He grew up there and he went to the church there, and they have a nursery and like a school there that he went to. And then later in his life, he went to the military and he traveled the world with the US military. And then he came back to the St. Christopher's Mission, and now he's like a leader there and he helps run all their organizations.
Another really memorable part about St. Christopher's Mission was how Walter and his kids performed traditional rituals with their flutes and shared that with us. And Walter also gave us a prayer before we left in the morning. It was really beautiful and it really just touched me.
And then after that, we headed off to the river.
We spent 3 nights and 4 days on the Upper San Juan River. We were rafting and camping outside under the stars each night.
Every day we would be on the rafts and we get split up into different teams. So there's 4 or 5 people per raft. And then we just stay on the raft all day and we could swim in the water and just paddle the rafts. And then we just gotta hang out on the rafts with everyone.
Basically, there are these rafts, they're blue, and they're the bigger ones, and the tour guides are on those and help steer those, and people just sit on those, and there's also a rafting boat where people get to raft themselves. But these duckies, they're like kayaks, but 2-person kayaks, and they were a lot more agile, so it was very cool because we got to basically deliver snacks between different boats, and through the rapids, it was a bit more of a funner experience because it was smaller, so the rapids did more to the duckies. So it was really cool to have different boats so that you could experience the rapids through differently.
Something that surprised me most about the trip was how much fun we actually ended up having. And I knew we were gonna have fun to begin with, but I was shocked by all the fun stuff that we did together.
One of the things we did was a slip and slide. So the leaders flipped the paddle boat over, and then they put a bunch of soap on the boat, and we just gotta jump on it and slip and slide down, which was super fun.
And me and a couple of friends, including Owen, all would run and we jumped on each other's backs during the slip and slide. And it was super fun, jumping right into the river to cool off in the hot weather.
One thing that was really surprising for me was how I adjusted. I have never gone camping before or anything like that, so I didn't expect to fall asleep very easily the first night, but I actually ended up getting some of the best sleep of my life under the stars. We just slept on a sleeping bag and a sleeping pad, and it was a really cool experience, and I was honestly surprised on how much I enjoyed getting dirty and just having fun really outside.
One big takeaway of mine was being able to get dirty. We weren't able to have any showers, and even though we were in the river, it wasn't exactly a cleansing experience. All the luxuries we have of every day, of just fresh clothes and showers and just making sure you're clean, I feel like a big deal for me was to let that go and just be one with the dirt and just get dirty and play around and smear mud all over.
While we were on the river, we got to go swimming, and there was a ton of mud, and we all covered ourselves in mud, and we just raced each other.
We had multiple mud races, and so we were all just cheering each other on and splashing each other and floating down the river. We just were able to have such an interesting dynamic where we could all just play around with each other and also just talk to each other and just hang out, and it not be a weird thing, because in society it's kind of weird to just walk up and talk to people or walk up and splash them. But in this dynamic, we learned that life can be so simplistic and life can be so connected with other people.
I felt like it was a really true form of friendship and community because we had nothing else to focus on. We didn't have any distractions, and so we really just got to bond with each other and learn about each other. And we were all kind of looking a little crazy, to say the least, in our river gear. And I thought that made it even more special because it wasn't like you were picking a friend because of the way they looked or how they were dressed. It was really just you want to talk to them, you want to be friends with them.
On one of the days, we went on a hike to go see some cave dwellings, and we did a walk where one person talked for 15 minutes and then the other person didn't, and you were just able to talk about whatever you wanted. It was a really good experience to talk and just be able to talk about anything.
The person I was paired with really opened up and shared a lot about their personal philosophies and kind of the things that made them who they are. And it was just really interesting getting to know someone on that deeper level.
I really saw God in the people and the beauty of just how we were able to meet so many people and learn about them, and how we were able to just see all of God's creation all around us each day and really embrace it.
One of the most amazing parts was being able to see such old structures like the river house and such old paintings like petroglyphs. The weird thing is that even though these things you can still see today from all that time ago, they're slowly going away. I just think it's so interesting how God made things permanent enough for you to experience it, but he also made it so it was a unique experience for you, and that maybe people in the future don't get to experience it, which makes it all the more special.
I think the whole trip was God's way of voicing to me here's this sense of peace that you've been looking for. Especially with the big transition I have coming up, I had all this anxiety and I didn't know how to give it up to God. And the trip gave me the space to be able to do that.
On our last day of the trip, when we hiked up Arches, it was just as the sun was getting low. And as we were going up, it's just the most beautiful colors, and all around you, you could see in the distance all different arches, and behind you could just see everything laid out and mountains. When we finally got up where you can look out onto Delicate Arch, there are a couple big rocks, and if you stand on top, you can look to your left and see Delicate Arch, and it's massive and it's huge, and it makes you feel so small, but it's the coolest feeling ever. And then you could just look out and see everything, and you could really just feel God's presence and just how beautiful creation is.
A pilgrimage is a time that you can find yourself and find God in things that you normally wouldn't find him in. It's a time to get out of your comfort zone and try new things.
It's intentional time to be able to grow a little bit more and learn more about yourself, and it just helps to be able to break the routine so you can see new ways that God might be speaking into your life.
I found myself seeking God a lot more than I do, and I definitely want to take that back with me, because in the morning we would have our morning formation, and in the evening our evening formation, and I would really set the tone for my day in the morning to really be mindful and think about the passage throughout the day through evening formation. And one that really stuck with me was the morning formation that we did the day before we left, and I remember it ending with, and I am with you always, to the end of the age, and I found myself thinking about that a lot even after the trip.
Thank you, St. Michael's!